Absolutely. Glenn, let me read you a little bit from, I'm looking here at, for the audience to see, these are two of the, I'm sorry to get these in front of the camera. I've got the subpoena, the letters that have gone to Mark Meadows and to Steve Bannon. Here's a little bit of what was written to Mark Meadows. And it says here, it appears that you were with or in the vicinity of President Trump on January 6th, had communications with the president and others on January 6th regarding events at the Capitol, and are a witness regarding activities of that day. Moreover, it has been reported that you engaged in multiple elements of the planning and preparation of efforts to contest the presidential election and delay the counting of electoral votes. In addition, according to documents provided by the Department of Justice, while you were the president's chief of staff, you directly communicated with the highest officials at the Department of Justice requesting investigations into election fraud matters in several states. We understand that in the weeks after the November 2020 election, you contacted several state officials to encourage investigation of allegations of election fraud, even after such allegations had been dismissed by state and federal courts. They add that, moreover, one press report indicates you were in communication with organizers of the January 6th rally, including, they named Amy Kramer of Women for America First. That is the letter to Meadows. A little bit of the letter to Bannon. And it says here, for example, you have been identified as present at the Willard Hotel on January 5th, 2021, during an effort to persuade members of Congress to block the certification of the election the next day. And in relation to the other activities on January 6th, you are also described as communicating with then President Trump on December 30, 2020, and potentially other occasions, urging him to plan for and focus his efforts on January 6th. Moreover, you are quoted as saying on January 5th that all hell is going to break loose tomorrow. What I just read from those letters, what does that say to you, Glenn Kirshner, about the breadth of this investigation?
Joy, let me try to rephrase and recast and summarize what you just read, because what I heard as a former career prosecutor is that Steve Bannon and Mark Meadows, you may have a Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Here's what's going to happen, Joy. There are several battles that will now play out, I predict. One, the folks who have been subpoenaed might try to invoke executive privilege, but I suggest that dog won't hunt, because what you just read, Joy, makes it clear that there will be a robust crime fraud exception claim that will be invoked to defeat executive privilege. What's the next battle that's going to be fought? Will these people comply with the subpoena? We've seen prior administration officials thumb their noses at congressional subpoenas. So we'll have to ask our question, has Congress learned its lessons of the past by failing to aggressively try to enforce its subpoenas if witnesses refuse to comply? There, of course, are three ways Congress can do that: with civil enforcement, with criminal contempt, and with the inherent power Congress has to enforce its own subpoenas through contempt. And then the final piece, assuming we finally get these men, their butts in the witness chairs before Congress, will they invoke a Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination, which they clearly will have. Just today, Joy, as you pointed out, there was reporting that Steve Bannon, in a January 5th War Council meeting with Giuliani, Trump, and others, said it's time to kill the Biden presidency in the crib. Joy, if that doesn't earn him a marquee spot on the inevitable seditious conspiracy indictment I contend is supported by the evidence, I don't know what does.